Welcome to the Sport and Society Squad pod, aka the SAS. Each week, we bring you 3 sport and society stories to break down and give you our sassiest takes. With those sassy takes, we do want to give you a content warning that some of the language on the pod may be explicit. We just ask that you be mindful of where you're listening and who you're listening with. And now, I guess, let's get into it. I'm here with my co-hosts, Wahida and Arisan. What's up, my little buttercups?
I'm always just so happy to be here with you two. Excited to get recording on the pod. So things are great. Things are feeling really good on this side of the world. But anyways, before we get into this side of the world, all the way on the other side of Seattle.
Global.
That side of the water. Mr. Worldwide.
But before we get into the playbook for today, I want to take a quick huddle and cover a few sport and society highlights from this past week so that our listeners feel like they are in the know with the sport and pop culture world. To start, in NHL news, Jessica Campbell, assistant coach for the Seattle Kraken. What did you say, Chels? Crack Attack?
Crack Attack, if you will.
Oh, my
Crack
goodness.
Attack. She is the first woman to coach in a National Hockey League game. She was also the first woman to coach in an American Hockey League game prior to joining this league. So when she was asked about it, she said, "I may be the first, but I do not intend on being the last."
What she said. Hell yeah.
Go off, Jessica.
Go Pacific Northwest Girlies.
Also, in girl power news, in women's basketball, Juju Watkins, who is going into her sophomore year at USC, just signed a major contract extension with Nike. That makes it the most lucrative shoe deal in women's basketball. She also just signed with Gatorade, too, so she's setting herself up really nicely.
What's her favorite flavor?
Ooh, depends.
I don't know flavors. I know the colors, so I like the red.
I'm going to ask that. The red one?
Ooh. I'm a blue, like, was that Cool Frost? Or
yeah,
Blue Frost?
I see something, yeah.
Or sometimes a yellow.
Not gonna lie, I was more of a Powerade girl. I liked the blue one for Powerade. I don't know the flavor either.
Interesting.
It's a hot take. Yeah, mine was either the icy blue or that light purple. Something about it.
Oh, okay.
Weird.
Drop a comment. What's your favorite color?
Please let us know. All right. Also in some girl power news, in the WNBA, the Golden State Valkyrie have named their head coach, Natalie Nasake. She has spent the past 3 seasons as an assistant coach for the Aces, so we know she's a winner with them, which is really exciting for the Golden State team. But this hiring also makes her the first Asian American woman to hold a head coach title in the WNBA.
Holy crap.
We love to see all these things. Heck
yes. More snaps. I think we'll snap for this one too. In NBA news, the ESPN is reporting that the NBA is targeting reporting that the NBA is targeting the 2027-28 season for when the expansion teams will begin playing. They haven't yet
3
announced.
years away, though. God.
I know.
Oh, it is?
But we have a little bit of a clearer picture.
Well, and can I just, I know we're not breaking these down too hard, but what does that mean?
It means more teams added, aka the Sonics.
I just didn't know if it, Sonics. I just didn't know if it meant like they were in Abu Dhabi. Are they expanding there?
Oh, no.
Just here. Okay.
No.
Could you imagine the travel for that? Oh, my God.
Well, the NFL, I saw they're talking about it. Just saying, they're thinking about holding the Super Bowl International.
But they don't play as many games.
Yeah.
So they don't have to travel as much.
Well,
anyway,
also, this season in the NFL, I feel like this is the most London games they've ever had. Or is it just me?
Yeah. No, I feel like you're right.
I wouldn't know.
All I know is Seattle better be on that list. 2027-28, we better have a team.
Yeah.
Just going to put that out there. But in NFL news, speaking of, the New York Jets let go of coach Robert Saleh. He wasn't allowed to address the team after he learned he was fired. So that was kind of shady. This also is the first time the Jets have ever let go of a coach mid-season. So it's leaving folks speculating that it might have had to do with the fact that he was repping the Lebanese flag in the game prior.
What? I did not even hear that. I thought it was, I'm just going to blame it on the one person that in football I apparently have beef with, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's the all. I did not see anything about the Lebanese flag. I just saw the speculation on like, was this Aaron Rodgers? Was it not the drama there? So I think
And they had hug beef prior. It's just, it seems like maybe.
hashtag
Not
hug beef.
hug
Yeah.
beef.
Instead of touch grass, hug beef.
Hug beef. Oh my goodness. I think it's
Well,
wild
maybe-
too because Aaron Rodgers
Go
is
ahead.
so old. Like I'm like,
He
why
did-
is he
Not
still
to
here?
discriminate, but
Not to discriminate, but to think that he can really put still a team on his back and win. Like I don't know if he's actually got it. So I think people are giving
that
him...
ankle's fresh, man. I don't trust it.
Anyways, I
don't know.
digress.
Maybe this is a story we will continue to learn more and more about as the season progresses. So maybe it won't be a huddle story, but a playbook story. We'll see. In tennis news, Rafael Nadal announces he is retiring from the sport. He finishes his career with 22 Grand Slams, including 14 French Open titles.
Sheesh.
Wow.
Pretty impressive. What
feel
a way
like
to go out.
Yes.
Rafael.
Also, like in his prime, before his hair started like balding, that man was fine.
Googling.
You know, like a bald man.
Wait, Googling because you don't know who Rafael Nadal is, or Googling because you don't remember?
Not just off name.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I really don't know this man.
What?
I'm sorry
Maybe I know it because
to this
one of
man.
my like best friends
sorry to this
in
man.
college
I don't
and
know
still
who
now
you are.
was in love with him. In love with him.
So does this mean
It's
that
the
you're a
Salsa.
Cassian guy in the Akatar world?
Why would that make me? I mean,
It's the hair.
I'm not.
He's giving Cassian. Like, hello. I don't know if we're even allowed to do this on a pod, but that's Cassian right there playing tennis. I don't know. Anyways, congrats to him.
Anyway.
Maybe. I think
Listeners,
I'm
let
down
us
for any
know.
of those guys. Like, sign
Well,
me up.
that's, yeah. And Wahida, if you don't know, you should.
I don't. I'll have to study this. But I do know some of these things. In culture news, Nelly has announced the return of apple bottom jeans.
No!
Yes. I do have a question. You all feel like the boots with the fur are going to follow?
I mean, Uggs are back, so.
I was like, what? Isn't that what Uggs are?
Boots with the fur.
Well, here we are
Apple-bottom
back in
jeans.
the 2000s. Not totally mad about it, but this one is a little upsetting. In Diddy news, that's not ending anytime soon. Now Kanye West is being sued for allegedly drugging and sexually assaulting his ex-assistant at one of Diddy's studios. Diddy's studio sessions. This apparently went down when he was married to Kim K. So they were
all a
still
rumor.
together and he was still.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it a rumor or is he actually? But he's getting sued.
Yeah,
So that's not a rumor?
It's a legal rumor that's going around. I just
Wait. So is it a rumor that he's being sued, or is he actually
no.
being sued?
I'm pretty sure he's being sued. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
We'll
I
see.
just was trying to keep that allegedly language going.
Well, this one is a bit exciting because they just dropped the theme for the 2025 Met Gala. It will be called Superfine Tailoring Black Style, which is based on the style of Black men throughout history. Coleman Domingo, Lewis Hamilton, A$AP Rocky, Pharrell Williams, Anna Wintour, and LeBron James will all be co-stars or co-chairs. But
co-stars.
Those are all incredible names. They are all stars. So co-stars, yes, that works too. But that's the highlights.
Wow.
It's a
What a
lot going on.
huddle, Wahida. Love it. Let's get into today's playbook. For the playbook this evening, this day, this whatever, we will be covering the week, covering 3 stories. The first story talking about the Dancing with the Stars update. We'll also get into discussing sports and social media. I know that's broad, but it'll make sense when we get into the playbook. And then lastly, we will be concluding with NBA style over the years, which I'm ecstatic to get into. So with that, can you kick us off, Chelsea?
Absolutely, I can. Yeah, we're doing a Dancing with the Stars update. I think it was like our first episode that we talked about Dancing with the Stars. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Memory. I'm gonna go out and just be really honest. I have yet to watch a full episode like on a TV. And I just feel like as, podcast host and wanting to be transparent to our listeners, that has not happened. But as I've probably said, you probably picked up, I'm a huge TikTok fan, and I have been consuming all Dancing with the Stars related content on my TikTok. There is a TikTok account called DWTS, Dancing with the Stars Obsessed is the account. And they just post like the dances, the scores, nothing in between. There's no fluff, whatever. And that's how I need to consume it if you want me to watch it all. So I have been loving it that way, but I think there's some important updates. So first, I think we have to talk about the dancing pairs that have been eliminated thus far.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. So literally womp womp. So first, we have Anna Delvey and partner Ezra Sosa, who were eliminated. I don't know if either of you caught this, but this is also when the judges asked her, like, what did you take away from this competition? And she literally, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, fine. So there was that. Then also we have Tori Spelling and partner Pasha Pashkov. I literally don't remember seeing a single bit of content from them anywhere online. And I mean, as someone who hasn't seen the show, dare I say, were they even filmed dancing a dance? Like, I didn't see anything of it. Like, nothing at all. So, oops on me, but like, they're gone. And then last week, we had a double elimination. So we lost not only Eric Roberts, famous for his sister Julia, and partner Britt Stewart, but we also lost Reginald Vell Johnson and partner Emma Slater. And I'm sad because Reginald really looked like he was kind of like living it up, and him and Emma had formed a bond, but they're gone. So sorry to them.
Force them out.
To them. Yeah, just like you did it, but it's done. And then really quick, just want to give updates. My fave, Riley and Steven are still in the running. They're still great. They're fan favorites. I love those two little pooters, but there was some drama. And I don't know, did either of you see drama about this at all?
Tell me everything.
Okay, I'm going to try to make this really fast. So last season, Riley, her dance partner was Harry Jousey. Do we know him?
Nope.
We do not.
I'm going to just go ahead and let you form your own opinions on that man. So look him up later. But they were a partner and, vibes were different, but it was really working for them. And by the end of that season, they looked like they were maybe dating. Okay. And then they did like Dancing with the Stars, traveling or whatever. They were together all of last year, thought they were together. And then just things got weird. Kind of like over the summer. And he went on a podcast and said like, no, I didn't date that little girl, kind of was condescending to her. And she has just been like, okay. So the week prior to the double elimination, there was no elimination because it was the VP vice presidential debate. And so they did no elimination. Tim Walz also apologized to us fans. So I think that's why there was no elimination, but that's just me. Anyways, prior to that, so at that taping with no elimination, apparently Harry Jousey was in the crowd. I don't even know. The audience. There we go. That's the word. And there was this rumor that was started that he tried to go up to Riley to talk to her. And one of the other dancers was like, no, you will not. And so there was like, everyone was like, oh my God, is it true? And she posted some kind of video like with I think a Sabrina Carpenter song, like, and everyone was like, oh my God, it's true. Turns out it's not, apparently. But that was the drama that was kind of like really knee back in. I was like, Steven, protect her. Like, literally get up on that pommel horse and kick him. Like, seriously. So that was like a little bit of the drama there. I could talk about it all day. But I do also just want to give like a little bit of flowers to Joey. Joey and Jen from The Bachelor are like kicking butt on this season. Nice. Joey is like moving those hips. And Jen girl did a dance and she was on her like doing knee walks. You need to watch this if you haven't. I was like,
you gotta send us the clips.
I will. So that's kind of like a recap of what's going on. I did see also last night that based on like, I think they post the dance on YouTube, Jen has the most views, which I'm
Hell
like,
yeah.
Bachelor Nation is strong. So I'm
they're coming
not
for the girl.
surprised.
Yeah. And then also, I think Wahida, you told me, which is crazy because I'm giving the update, but it is dedication next week. So they're doing a dedication to someone, I think that's just like special in their life, and then using a song. So it leaves me with some questions for you two. Who would you be dedicating your dance to, and what would the song be?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I would have to be based off of how things are going on the show, right? Like in the moment, what I'm feeling. So
Okay,
can't think
fair
about
enough.
that right now. But I will say, as far as, so I'm not answering your question,
So
Chelsea.
just
I'm sorry.
immediately shut down for sure. For
No.
sure.
I'll
I
have an
can't,
answer for you when
maybe
it's
it's a
okay,
JoJo
Chels.
song. Obviously, I'm going to have to throw my girl
That
Jo in
tracks.
there. She is coming out with new music. She has a book out. I got to put her on. Not that she needs me to put her on, but like I just need to help amplify her music even more because I'm a really big fan. So I'm going to do a JoJo song. Who am I dedicating it to? I don't know. Yeah, the Sass
Yeah,
Pod.
wow,
To
rude.
say, leave, get
Huh?
out.
Okay,
Like, literally.
because we were your answer. Harrison, before I go on, I feel like I want to hear what your dedication would be.
My dedication is okay. My dedication, first up, I just Googled Harry Jowsey and he's got a pretty punchable face, so I could believe all those rumors. Like, oh my
She's
gosh,
dedicating her dance to him, and it's going to be
to
like,
punching him in the
Just
I
based
used
on
like
looks, though. Do what you must
just
to find
based
out
on
more.
looks. No, this is just based off of Google and seeing the pictures that they gave me, and that he's a YouTuber. So I'm like, okay,
Well, so are we
whatever,
technically now, but
whatever. But for me, dedicating, I would definitely not go in the sappy emotional dedication path.
okay.
I would dedicate to my girl Andrea, who throughout our whole friendship, whenever I am in a slightly inebriated state, I tend to get wild dancing. And she always freaking records me
Yes.
and then would post it. Back in the day. We've gotten better now because my mom got on her so much, being like, stop posting videos of Harrison dancing. It's
No, Andrea, keep
embarrassing.
it up. Keep it up.
And so, anyways, I feel like I would have to, because she's inspired so much of my dancing, or she's caught it. So it would have to be her. And then I don't know a specific song, but it would definitely be like a booty shaking, like
Maybe
2000s.
boots with the fur, if you will.
there you
Yeah,
go. Apple
there you
bottom
go.
jeans.
I don't know if my knees can drop like it used to, but
Doesn't mean you have
I
to get
would
back
do
up.
it.
You just go
Like,
down.
yeah, like my partner can pull me up, right?
Exactly.
Drop.
Exactly.
So that's what I would do.
That's a good one. Good one.
That's
Thanks.
good. For sure.
I love that. Much like you, Chelsea, to transition back into like the show. I also have to admit, I haven't seen an actual episode. I've also just followed clips on social media. Thank God for social media for
Literally.
that. At least it could keep us up to date. But as you all know, I was rooting for my girls, Ilana and Phaedra. Those were my two picks kind of at the top of the season. And I might also have to add, her name is Chandler Kinney. She's an
Oh, yes.
actress in, I think she's known for Pretty Little Liars.
No,
I
is
believe
she? Tell me
something
lies.
that is something about lying. Anyway, she is an actress, but she also, something that's really cool, she started dancing when she was 3. And she trained in tap, ballet, contemporary jazz, and I think I want to say hip hop too. So she's pretty much like a pro. I feel like she could be one of the pros.
Sure.
So I might have to throw her in my little trio of fan favorites for me. But anyways, what I learned through social media was that last week was Rock and Roll Week, and Gene Simmons of Kiss was a guest judge, which was so
Oh,
random.
yeah.
So random. But I guess he gave my girl Phaedra a much lower score than she thought she deserved. So Phaedra, in Housewives, style, clapped back. She critiqued him for giving her and her partner a low score, and she called him a dingaling after their rock and roll routine. She said,
What a
"Dingaling, you
burn.
dingaling."
You
Ding-a-ling.
dingaling.
I'm bringing that back. You
Yeah, I'm gonna use
ding-a-ling.
it more. But Gene Simmons gave her and her partner a score of 5. The other judges obviously gave her a higher score because it was a much better performance than he ranked it. But she also mentioned, like, later on through like social media and different interviews and stuff that he might have been biased. She was like, he was biased. There were other commentators saying that he made a lot of inappropriate comments to the female dancers on the show.
Okay.
So he didn't have a really great showing on this show. I don't know if they're going to ever ask him to come back. I also just thought it was really random that he was on the show to begin with. But now that we're going into Dedication Week.
What fucking dancing has he ever done in his life?
Exactly. It's
I'm
so
not familiar
random.
enough with Kiss's game to know.
I mean, it's a rock band. I don't think there's game in terms of dancing.
Sometimes they're spinning around with those guitars and doing splits. Like, you never know.
But technical dancing, choreography, I don't know.
You
but anyway,
never know.
True. You're right. It's not a world
I do
I'm
know.
familiar
You're
with.
wrong.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
But all I hope is that Phaedra for Dedication Week, like I know that they probably announced what they're dedicating, like who they're dedicating to what song. I want her to dedicate to the ding-a-ling and just be like, "Fuck you, haters." This is my petty side coming out. I want that to be the case, but who knows?
And she could do "Hiss" by Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Oh my God. Well, I also know nothing about any of this, and I haven't even, my For You page is so different than y'all's For You page because I have not seen any clips come through. Chelsea, sometimes before these podcast episodes, will ask me to watch something and comment on it. So she told me to go watch some of Joey's dancing and tell me how I felt about it. And I don't know, is giving like, I feel like dancing sometimes it is so like sexual. Like he's just
Absolutely
like
dancing how
like there. I saw the one where he had his like shirt was unbuttoned, and I was like, damn.
Yeah,
and
I thought
the
he
other
was
one,
maybe barking up your tree a little.
he's not really my cup of tea, but if someone came up to me and danced something like that, I don't know if I would say no, but yeah. So I watched I don't have anything else to say. So with that, I'm transitioning.
Well, Arisan, you said transition. We'll move on to the next topic. I think we're ready to make that move. We talked a lot about social media. That's how I keep up with a lot of things. So there's no doubt that social media has its positive side because it really helps kind of, elevate and expand the reach of some of these events.
Content for this podcast.
Exactly. What would we be doing? We didn't have social media. But I also feel like many things, there's also a shadow side, right? There is a darker side to all of it, especially with
She's speaking in ACOTAR terms. There's a shadow side. Sorry, keep going. She doesn't know how iconic you're being in book talk world.
She doesn't even know she's a fan yet.
But we're talking about social media right now, you guys.
Sorry,
social media.
Social.
But with the dark side of social media.
Okay, Star Wars.
Because
literally, just you try to move on.
All of the athletes.
Sorry, Wahida.
All the athletes.
Sorry,
for sure.
Sorry, this is a very serious topic. We're sorry.
It is a very serious topic.
It actually really is. My bad.
With all of the athletes, right, we get to see a lot of their personalities on social media. But on the other hand, it leaves them really vulnerable. They get exposed to so many fans that they may not normally have contact with. And I feel like for college athletes, it's even worse because of the fandom already built in with their schools. And then now that there's so much accessibility to them, they just get kind of bombarded with things. Well, recently, the NCAA or the NCAA just released a report about the effect on social media on college athletes. It reported that one athlete received over 1,400 abusive messages in just 2 weeks, with women being targeted 3 times more than men or male athletes. It also had to refer 96 accounts to law enforcement for violent threats. Wild. And this kind of harassment, is because of fans being upset that their teams are losing. It's also heightened by the fact that gambling has become a lot more prominent in the industry. And folks are upset that, money is lost if their teams are lost. And it's just becoming all around just more dangerous for everyone. And I know that we've mentioned Angel Reese in the comments she's received just joining the league and even before then as a college athlete.
You said Angel Reese?
Angel Reese with the...
I heard Reese. I don't know why. I was like, who the... Break it down for me. Angel Reese.
Someone
yes.
new. Yeah, Angel Reese. And then there was Jared McCain, even on the men's side. He got a lot of flack. He currently is now with the Philadelphia 76ers, but he used to play for Duke. And during their tournament run, he painted his nails through the different kind of rounds. And he got a lot of flack, just a lot of criticism for doing that. And, you know, as I mentioned, so many of these messages are flagged as violent. 6% of them are flagged as such. And those are only the public messages, right? We don't know what goes down in those private messages people tend to send to folks too. So I don't know. It's all really disheartening. I feel like it's unfortunate because social media is supposed to be this really great avenue for us to really connect with the players and get to see kind of their work behind the scenes. But I feel like folks are taking advantage of it, right? And really mistreating the players. And we're forgetting that they're also humans who have things going on in their lives. And it reminds me of a clip from Starting Five. I watched the documentary or docuseries this weekend. And, you know, we got to see it all unfold with Jimmy Butler going through the play-in and then the playoffs. You saw that unfold and how he was having a challenging time. He usually really turns it on during that period of the season. And we learned through the Starting Five docuseries that, like, he may have mentioned this, but he lost his dad during that time. So he was going through all of that, and he was still receiving all this criticism and like backlash for not playing how he would normally play. So I think, I don't know. I just feel like it's rough. It's rough, and it's really sad that these players who are being vulnerable and putting themselves out there are facing all of this really terrible, terrible commentary online. What do you all think about this?
I for the most part think social media is like 80% bad and 20% good because that's what I believe. And so what's unfortunate...
She believes that. Yeah,
I
disagree.
do.
It's a core tenet of the pod, if you will.
Yeah, and I think too, what's like, I don't think it's fair to call these people fans too. I think Caitlin Clark had mentioned that they're trolls. These are people that
they are
go online behind the keyboard warriors and attack young kids, and because that's what these college athletes are, right? They're kids still, and spew all this hate without thinking of the consequences. They get to be vile. A lot of it too is like sexist and racist because it doesn't surprise me at all that women get 3 times the hate. Have you been following along at all in the WNBA, all the trolls that have jumped on Caitlin Clark's bandwagon but are not true basketball fans have used it as a way to attack Black women. And it's really awful. And I think what's really interesting in our conversation about NILs the other week is there's this twofold thing where players are feeling pressure to be influencers in order to get money and make money. And in order to do that, that means they have to be active online. And that really is such a huge impact on mental health. But if people totally were to like, I don't want to engage, then they're having to either rely on maybe how they're playing, which is like one way, but like smaller schools or these smaller things, if you're trying to be like, hey, I'm trying to, I can only get this scholarship, or I would like to make some money, I have to, like, you're forcing players to be on social media, in my opinion. Yeah. And then if they want to have some boundaries or say like, hey, I don't want to engage, people get mad about that. Yeah. People have then all these expectations of these kids on like how they show up, needing to respond about their lives. And it's like none of your damn business, anyone. And so I am just super thankful and grateful that like college was the birth. Like when I was in college, that was just when like Facebook was starting, and it was nothing where like it is now. So I've just even seen with like young girls that I've coached, the middle school level, how much social media is like impacting them now. And like, these are like 6th and 7th graders. Like, it's sad. I hate it. People suck. That's my piece.
That's social media is the worst and people suck. I mean, for sure. I don't know if we needed to tell you that, but it's true. No, I'm with you both. First, it just breaks my heart. Like, I know it can be fun, social media, but it just comes with such a price. And just like Arizona was saying, we talked about with NIL. I can't believe I just said that so confidently. I do think that like we were, kind of critiquing some of the players, like trying to get their bag, but then you see like this is part of that price. And like,
Yeah.
hello, yeah, I'm getting hate. And I kind of wonder, this is a question that I think I posed in these sports sections that we can't answer, is like, how is it changing the game once again? Because,
Right.
College, professional, whatever it may be, sure, they always had the media. You always had people doing it. But now you have your personal inbox. You're seeing kids at your own college constantly making comments,
Right here.
on social media. It's just
Yeah,
literally
in the palm of your
next to
hands.
you. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's with you at all points of the day. And like, sure, we can say, oh, just don't pay attention to it. Don't do it. But it's like, what happens if you become trending? What happens if something you did on accident becomes viral? Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't really an element prior, I don't feel. Like, or at least not in which the speed it happens now. And saying that, oh, you could put it down or there's all these things you can do, just feels like a little bit of just, okay, like you don't really care if you just say just put it away. There needs to be more care, and I don't know what
It's
the answer
hard to
is,
just
but
shut off. Yeah.
yeah,
Like you
you
said,
can't just shut it off.
with traditional media, sure, there were commentators that would, critique the game or whatever it was. But now that we have so much access to athletes, to people in general, just so much access to people, I think it just leaves us all way more vulnerable. And people get really fucking rude and like mean, right? Mean spirited comments that, like you said, Arison, and like Caitlin Clark has called out, they're not fans of the game. They're not helping grow the game. They're actually making it worse. Sure, they might increase like the volume of how much it's being spoken about or how much it's being watched, but are they really actually doing anything positive for the game if they are just like intentionally trying to drive a divide between players and like make certain players look bad because they don't like them? Like that's not positive. That's not a good thing.
Social media also for the players could be a place of escape. And so then you take one avenue away for them to escape from all the hate. So it's just like another, like, it's just a compounding problem or issue in my mind. I don't know.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like we're talking about professional and college, but kids are really on this, middle school, high school,
so
especially people that are trying to get into like colleges and stuff. So like this is already impacting them. And yeah, you have to learn a lot of resilience, a lot of boundaries. And that's like a big, like that's hard for adults to do. And we're talking about children here. So, I mean, I've gotten the hateful comments on my like Instagram and TikTok before. And that was hard for me. And I was like, who is this stranger like that is attacking me? And that's like one or two, not thousands and thousands. I can't imagine getting like death threats and stuff. So yeah, just be kind, but I know people suck for the most part. So if you see people trolling, just like block them and report them. Like get
I'll just
out of
delete
here.
comments sometimes.
Just delete them. You don't have to humor them. But with that, I'm going to transition us to our final playbook topic. Into something that's more exciting for me. I don't know if you all care as much.
I love this.
We're talking about NBA style over the years because I think it was like the Clippers uniforms that I saw.
They're new.
Coming out. Yeah, there's new uniforms, and some players are bringing it back to the longer shorts, the longer basketball shorts. And, we've had NBA jersey evolution over the years. Like it started with just like names and player numbers. Like you didn't really necessarily have team colors. Back in the day, you had like the short inseams with like the 3 inches, like
Ooh,
right?
Three
Very revealing.
inches?
that's
I
what I
wore that for
Googled.
volleyball. Oh my God.
Yeah, they're like tiny. Like right now, like my thighs cannot handle that. Like I
No.
could not do
They
that.
could. They
Or, well,
could.
the
Yeah,
shorts couldn't handle your thighs.
yeah, I would just be eat. They would be eaten. Rah rah rah.
We're being good though.
But I think it's funny that you all called out because all the tops has to be tucked in, and that's still a rule.
That's
And
wild.
well, it's like makes it part of the uniform. But it was so funny because I was playing in a tournament this weekend, and so I had to tuck in my shirt, and I was like, man, I haven't done this in forever, and I always hate it. But here you are. That's just part of
It's so
playing basketball.
serious with a tucked shirt. That's so
Gotta tuck
serious.
it in.
Hello, where shirts
It
would
does look
fall off
sloppy.
into a basket. It must be professional.
It does look sloppy untucked, though. I will say that.
Sure. Oh.
But
Oh.
I mean, back in the day, also like canvas high top sneakers and socks to the knees were, what people played in before they actually got good
I
shoes.
just
Super interesting.
the Converse on the court is what blows my mind. Like those shoes aren't even comfortable to walk in. And I have narrow, like
No.
I have tiny little feet because I'm a short person, but like they're still not even comfortable to walk in. And
Yeah.
they had to play games in those. That blows my mind. Their poor
There's
feet, their poor
there's this
knees, their poor
guy,
everything.
yeah, a few weeks ago that showed up to Open Gym, and we noticed that he was playing in Converse the whole time, and I was like, what is happening? Because he was young, so. But anyways, Michael Jordan actually, do you know who Michael Jordan is, Chelsea?
Are you effing kidding me?
I just
She had to
kidding.
make sure.
I'm
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I tease.
Disrespect.
I tease.
Jeez.
Anyways, he is the one that kind of started opting for longer shorts. And then that kind of like followed in those footsteps. And then like the time of like Allen Iverson went like the very long ones, like kind of baggy shorts. And then
The
they got
palazzo
like a little bit
pants.
shorter. And then we went into like kind of like shorter shorts, not the 3 inch.
Not
I don't think we've
yeah.
gone 3 inch since the 70s. But I actually just saw a clip this morning about LeBron putting LeBron James. I feel like Bronny's Bronny and LeBron James is LeBron James. So I feel
Yeah.
like I don't have to
Yes.
distinct that. But he put on
For
these
sure.
shorts and they were a little bit shorter. And he's like, these shorts are too short. Like, are these Bronny shorts? These are like not shorts for me. He's like in the locker room. He's like, give me some longer shorts. I'm not about to like put these like mid thigh, what are those called? Like chubbies or whatever. Remember
I
those
don't
like
know.
short. Anyways, I don't know.
But cheerleader shorts.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were called.
Oh,
I called them
anyways.
cheerleader
Spankies.
shorts.
Weren't they called
No.
Spank?
No.
No.
They were champion
I
brand,
cheered
maybe.
too. And I
They
don't
were
Yeah.
called
remember.
chubbies.
So, I mean, I feel like people that play have a feeling about certain length shorts, but I also think it's also people that play, you have a feeling, but then also like casually, basketball shorts are very widely worn and people have opinion on what's the best size of basketball shorts there. But do you have opinions on basketball shorts like I do? What do you think of NBA jerseys and uniforms? What was your favorite era? Were you like the Allen Iverson baggy? Are you like the short shorts, sign me up? Or are you like, I don't
You
care
know
about
what?
any of this?
Wear what you want to wear. Okay. No,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
kidding. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Well, no. All I really know is kind of what you said. They were short, then they were long, then they were short, then they were long, then they were middle. Like, great. I guess we've got preference in time. I don't know. As a fan, I don't know. Did I see online? I don't want to start a rumor, but I'm going to. I saw online that John Stockton, like when they went from short to long, was kind of one of the peeps that was holding out, was like, no, he wanted short. And I do just have to say, as like a pop culture girly, that man's name drops in like every rap song known to humans. I don't know. Top of mind, not like us, Kendrick Lamar. Maybe his name will be dropped at the Super Bowl. You ever think about that?
Yeah, Kendrick's going to
First
bring John Stockton out on stage.
I don't think so, but his name will be there. Bring It On, Jay-Z, which I'm also like, hello, was that in the Bring It On movie? Wahida, fact check. And then
No,
What's
it was
Poppin',
not.
Jack Harlow as well. So I don't know. It's just sending me that these men were playing in short shorts and then Converse. And like we said, I think I'm more upset about the shoes of it all than the shorts. I just see ankles breaking in my mind. I mean, God forbid a Converse gets stuck. I'm tripping in those all the time. I could barely
Right.
walk for a couple of miles in my like platform version that are comfy. So that's all I really have to say about it. I hope they wear the shorts they want, but better shoes. Yeah.
Better shoes.
They are wearing better shoes. There are so many different shoe options now, I feel.
Well, there used to be Michael Jordan is both a great basketball legend, but also trendsetter, because not only did the longer shorts, but then Nike, there was a
Air
rule
Jordans.
in NBA that required basketball shoes to be at least 51% white or white to match the team's uniform. And so when Nike designed that first shoe, with the red, what you guys can't remember, but it was like red in it. It was actually banned, and then Nike, he got fined $5,000 every game he wore those shoes because they were against dress
paid
code.
For it.
And Nike said, "We'll eat this," and then they turned it into a campaign, the ban campaign, which featured like the TV ad of him wearing the shoes with black bars placed over them, and then it was such a campaign marketing success, and the Air Jordan 1s became a cultural phenomenon.
Yep.
So that was the birth of
I had a pair.
Air Jordan 1s.
Lots of birth, yeah.
Yeah, so...
And then all of the Air Jordans that came after that, all of the different styles that people wear on the court, and on, like you said, streetwear. It's just popular fashion now. But okay, regarding the shorts, they do say fashion is cyclical, and every 20 years, fashion recycles. So, with that being said, the short shorts, I feel like the window for that has come and gone, and it's nailed shut. Like, we're not going back to the booty shorts. I don't think we're going to go back
Harris,
to that.
We're not going back to short shorts.
We're not.
Stand on that. Put your chest out.
I will say that with my chest. I can confidently say I don't think we're going to go back to that. But I feel like it swung almost the complete total opposite direction with the ultra baggy shorts, like you said. Like, it went from short shorts to like ultra baggy, and then now we're kind of somewhere in the middle, which I feel like this is a good spot for us to stay, but who knows? People want to wear what they want to wear. But I love that Diana Taurasi, no matter what, to bring the WNBA into this, she's wearing those baggy shorts no matter what. They've changed it up in the WNBA, and she's like, I'm staying true to what I love. But as far as jerseys and stuff are concerned, I miss the 90s. When they had like multiple colorways on their jerseys, and they had like actual logos on the jerseys that were a little bit more like detailed, because now I feel, and I love a clean line. I love a clean line in design, but the uniforms now feel a little too sterile. They're just like boring. Like, I could create these logos and these jerseys on Word, clip art or something.
Maybe you do.
Aristan?
Well, I mean, this is where, the cross speed, I'm like, it's a uniform to play basketball, right? Like, how much detail do we need these jerseys to have? I do think we won't ever see...
Sorry?
You're thinking really utilitarian. But I also think that NBA is an entertainment.
Actually, out of all three of us, I actually play basketball here.
Right.
Sorry that you're tall and we aren't. Okay.
But I would also say, I would also argue, like, the NBA is also set up as a form of entertainment. And they, like we all know, want, like, people to buy jerseys and things of that sort. And I
Bring
feel
it
like...
up with Nike, because in 2017, Nike's been took over the jersey design.
Uniforms.
I mean, let's not talk about the disaster of 2013, 2014 when they tried to put sleeves on jerseys, because
oh God, yeah,
was that?
Sounds hot.
And I feel like as players, every player
short
has
sleeves.
I have to wear short sleeves. Like, oh my God, the idea of wearing a sleeved jersey makes me uncomfortable. But also, short length is a preference. And even though we will never go to the 3-inch shorts, there's still short shorts. Like sometimes it was like frustrating buying basketball shorts, especially as a woman, because so many of like the style is like the shorter shorts, which they're not like 3-inch. But again, when you have a booty and you got a hip, like they are short and they freaking ride up. Like
Yeah.
that's why I
And you're
think too,
running up and down the court.
I
These
had to wear
shorts.
spandex. I have to like tuck and roll one leg. I always, when you see women's basketball too, I notice it more how they're like rolling or they're rolling one leg. And I'm like, that's because
Too.
basketball shorts aren't designed for women's bodies. And I think it's kind of just like uniformed between how they
Call
design it
them
for men and
out.
women. And I loved a good baggy short to like lounge in or steal from dudes, but I could never play in a long baggy short.
Makes
So
sense.
that's
Well, Erison, you mentioned like, people wearing shorts or whatever, or like sleeves and stuff, and like tucking their jerseys into those different like undergarment, like the Under Armour wear that they wear. And I feel like that's become part of the uniform now too, because of what you said, right? Like I didn't think that, but it's likely because of that, right? Angel Reese has the full like compression leg, like sleeve. And I feel like that's also practical. It's functional.
them thighs be
'cause they
rubbing
need it.
together. Okay. Well, I guess I have the strongest opinion on these basketball shorts, which is why I forced it into a playbook. So thank you for humoring me. But with that, that's a wrap for the pod today. Let us know what era of NBA style is your fave by leaving a comment on our YouTube, IG, or TikTok at the Sport and Society Squad.
Don't forget to hit follow and subscribe to our show on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple, and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on the latest Sport and Society stories.
And please, just if you could, rate the pod. But in the meantime, stay sharp, stay sassy, and we'll catch you next time.